Hello everyone, welcome to another video after a while of no videos. Today, as you can see from the title, I will be unboxing the Micron kit from DFH. So yeah, I'm building a Micron. As I said before, I was planning on starting a 3D printer build before the rest of my stuff arrived. There are also other parts for the rest of my 3D printers in this box as well, so some other mods I have planned and I will start once my 3D printers arrive. But yeah, today we will start by unboxing the kit. But before that, so let's start with what Micron is. If you remember, a while ago I made a video about 3D printers for Ant's page and all the printers listed here, and one of them was the Micron. I also mentioned I was really considering building the Double Dragon, and that is something I still want to do, but wanted to start with the Micron because, well, there's a kit available for it. But yeah, what the Micron is it's basically a Voron 0 size Voron 2. You can even get a Voron 2 serial for this if you really want to. It uses 1515 extrusions, MGN7 rails, the mini afterburner instead of the full-size afterburner, the NEMA 14 motors. Essentially, this is just a Voron 2 but smaller. It uses a Voron 0 sized bed, but it's fixed like the Voron 2, and the entire gantry moves like the Voron 2. So you can do quad gantry leveling and stuff like that with this if you want to. So yeah, as I said, it's a small Voron 2. I wanted to build this for a while and finally have the opportunity to build this. So yeah, let's start with the unboxing. Thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. PCBWay offers cheap, fast and high quality PCB prototyping services. As someone who used their PCB services in the past for multiple projects on this channel, I can confidently recommend them to anyone who's looking for a PCB manufacturer for their next project. They also offer MJF, SLA and other types of 3D printing services and other prototyping services like CNC machining, injection molding and laser cutting. For more information, click the link in the description below. So, let's begin. This is one of the things I ordered extra. So I'll start by the Micron kit stuff and then move on to the other mod parts I've ordered. I initially shot this video as me just taking the stuff out of the bag and commenting on that like a normal unboxing would go, but there was a lot of packing material noise, so the footage was unusable. So instead I'll just do this for each individual bag and box inside the kit. You get the Fetus Dragonfly BMO Hotend, aka Fox Slice Edition Dragon. This is Fetus's reply to what Slice did to the Dragon Hotend. So if you don't know what this is, it's similar to the V6 in its form factor and in the sense that the heat break is structural. So I would call this more of a more powerful V6 than a Dragon, but it's better than a V6 clone or something like that included with the kit. So I think this is the best thing he could have included, especially considering the fact that the Revo was not released at the time when this kit was assembled. But even with that in mind, this is probably the better solution. You should be able to get better flow from this than a Revo, but I guess we will see once we start using it. You get GDS time layer fans. These are 24 volt and the ball bearing variant. So again, the fact that this is GDS time and the fact that this is the ball bearing variant is a good sign of the parts included with the kit. For the layer for the Hotend fan, this is what you get. Some no-name brand I've never heard of, but GDS time doesn't make this, and there are some AliExpress special deltas and Sunons available on AliExpress, but as I said, they are AliExpress specials, so their quality isn't great. I killed a delta and a Sunon, and I'm currently using another Sunon, but yeah, as I said, they're not great, so his choice was limited considering that fact, and yeah, this is probably fine. I'm sure this was shipped with many kits and probably works just fine. You get a normal heater. This is a 24 volt 50 watt heater and unlabeled thermistor. I'm assuming this is a thermistor, not a PT100. Inside that bag you get your extruder stuff, so things like your BMG gears, for example. Did take a closer look at these. They look fine. I don't know who the OEM is for these. I don't know if that's Bontech or Runis or some AliExpress seller, maybe Q3s, I don't know, but they look fine. You know, the needle bearings, the shafts, the geared thing that you use, the thumb screw assembly, the Bowden collets, everything you need. The other side of the Bowden collet, so this is the side that goes on the back of your 3D printer. And you also get two types of Bowden tube, one for the inside of your tool head assembly from your extruder to your hot end, and the other one is for the reverse Bowden. They are different sizes, that's what's technically recommended. I've always just run the regular Bowden tube between the spool holder and the extruder because I never really had any problems with that, but in practice what's recommended is you use something that has a wider inner diameter to reduce friction, and that helps with some extrusion problems that some people have, so it's good that both kinds are included with the kit. Moving on to the MGN rails, you get one MGN9 rail and 6 MGN7 rails. The MGN9 rail is for the x-axis, the 7s are for the y-axis and the z-axis. These look like the black robotic variety to me. Again, I don't know for sure who the OEM is, but yeah, they look like that, which is fine. Many people use these rails, and I think the MGN9 variety is at least in the Voron 2.4 or 2.2 BOM or sourcing guide or something. So these if these are robotic, which they look like, they are a recommended vendor by the Voron design team, so they're fine. I normally prefer the stainless steel variety robotic cells, but these should be fine as well. I will clean these and lubricate these before assembling into the Micron, and that's when we will see their performance, but I assume these will be fine. So those two bags I just combined into a single clip since they are related. In those you get your electronics cooling fan, again from GDS time, again ball bearing, and again 24 volt. Decent quality fan, no problem there. Your power input, and this has the double pole switch. I actually used the single pole one on my 410, and this is definitely the safer route, so good thing that this version is included inside, assembled already, and includes the fuse inside as well, assembled. You get your wires, so actually let me take a look at this and see if this is PTFE or something. It is really difficult to see, I really need to work on the lighting, but here it says FEP, so really good quality wire here, not some crappy UL 1007 or something. Quality wires, some more wires, I'm sure these are decent quality as well, but I don't know what these are, not gonna bother to check. Some Ziplocs, the terminals for the ones that will go to the power supply and the ones that will go in here. The 6-bolt PCB, so the Micron uses a 6-bolt for the Z-limit switch instead of the other Voron approach of deflanged pulley. So there's a PCB for that, and the limit switches including the Z, so you will have to solder that yourself, but I mean, if you're building this, I'm sure you have a soldering iron somewhere. The microfit pins, the microfit connectors, a kit of XH connectors and pins, and the PG, I think these are PG7 or something, cable glands. So the setup with the Micron is that you will run the direct chain from the electronics chamber to the backside of your gantry where the A and B or X and Y motors are, whichever you prefer. And then from there you're supposed to run an umbilical cord. So this is for that. One of these will go on the backside where the direct chain ends. The other one will run from there to the tool head. Now there is no direct chain included with the kit. You can 3D print your own, and I think that's the idea. It'd be nice to see a 7x7 direct chain included with the kit. They're not expensive, but you know, you gotta cut costs somewhere, I guess. And at least you can 3D print your own, so there is that. I might have one lying around, so I'll probably just use that. So this is a nice extra you get with your Micron kit. I think this is laser etched or something with the Micron logo, and it's a keychain. If you want to use this as a keychain, I probably won't, but I might figure out a way to mount this on my Micron as some sort of a decoration, or maybe use it in the background of my videos somehow. But it's a nice touch to include with the kit, so yeah, it's nice that it is in there. And you get a whole bunch of screws in here. I'm not going to go through all of them because there is no point. But a few noteworthy things is the threaded inserts, for example. These are the correct type of threaded inserts. Some Voron kit manufacturers cheap out on these and use a different kind of threaded inserts that sometimes work okay-ish, but this is the spec Voron threaded insert that works well for Voron parts and Micron parts, and it's nice to see the correct type is included because these are more expensive, and that's one of the places kit manufacturers cut their costs, and then some people have problems with those. So yeah, good thing these are included. The correct type is included. I'm personally not a fan of black oxide screws, which is why you get with this kit, but it is more of a personal preference than anything that matters. I'm pretty sure this one isn't 30 millimeters, but yeah, whatever. If there is one missing, I'm pretty sure I have one lying around, but yeah, I hope there are extras included with the kit, I guess, for mistakes like this. Another thing that's not too nice is some of these screws aren't in Ziploc bags, so if you're just building this as a kit and you don't have a stock of screws, then you might want to use these Ziploc bags while you're working on stuff. You have to tear this one apart or cut it or something to use these, and you can't seal it again. So yeah, it would be nice if it was just a Ziploc bag like the rest of the screws, but there are a few like this. So that is just an FYI. Maybe have some, I don't know, some plastic containers or something lying around when you work with this kit. And this is what you get with the motion kits. So your pulleys, your bearings, everything is included. These are the ground down shafts that you use for the Z drives, your two types of bearings, and your EGUS bearings for your gantry. So these are for the Z joints. Yeah, you can see how these work. So the Voron 2 uses a curved piece of plastic riding on another curved piece of plastic and effectively acts as a bearing. That works fine, but this is a better approach. The Trident uses larger versions of these. There is a mod for the Voron 2 as well to use the larger version of these, or the KGLM5 bearings, which I will do the mod for my Voron 2.4. I'm pretty sure the next revision of the Voron 2.4, based on the fact that the Trident already uses the KGLM5 bearings, I'm pretty sure the next revision of the Voron 2.4 will also use those, so 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. Who knows, they sometimes like to skip numbers, or maybe call it something completely else like Trident, who knows, but I'm pretty sure that they will switch to that. So yeah, these are a better approach, and the Micron uses these, and these are included with the kit as well, and pretty sure these are from EGUS, which obviously is expensive, but this is the better bearing, so it's nice that these are included with the kit. These don't look like pouch ones to me, these pulleys. These look like something else, maybe Runis. If that is the case, that's fine as well. I did check the tooth profile on these. These are not MXL, so these are the correct type. If you don't know who Runis is, they make a lot of the 3D printer parts behind the scenes, like that Fox Slice Edition Dragon that I showed before. This is made by Runis. The Dragon is also made by Runis and sold under the brands Fetus and Triangle Lab and D-Force. Which is Triangle Labs, another name for Triangle Labs. So yeah, Runis makes a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and yeah, they make quality stuff. So if these are from Runis, they are fine as well. If they are Gates, apparently they're even better, but who knows. The belts are also Gates, so the 188 tooth loops you have for the Z drives, these are Gates, and the main GT2 belt, or actually two GT belts, GT2 means something else. These are also Gates. Now this is not included with the kit, this is something I ordered extra, the Pins Mod. This replaces the M3 screws that hold the bearings in place with the 3mm shafts. The 3mm shafts are exactly 3mm instead of M3 screws, which aren't, so these are a little better. These should be more accurate or something. In practice, probably doesn't matter as much, but I'm going to use this anyway, and I will do the same on my Voron 2.4 as well. So I ordered the parts for that from the DFH as well. Here are all the electronics included with the kit. You get a big 3-tech Octopus, 7 TMC2209 drivers, and the Meanwell UHB 224 200 watt 24 volt power supply. This is smaller than the LRS series and actually weighs a lot more as well. This is used with the Micron because this is smaller. This is also more expensive, so yeah, it is more difficult to source. It is more expensive, but the kit comes with this. You could also go with an external power brick or an AC bed with a smaller power supply if you want, but this is what I'd prefer, and this is what's included with the kit, so that's nice. As I said, the controller is the big 3-tech Octopus with the mighty big 3-tech dock. Garbage. I guess it'll be a cat toy. And now I offended people who pray to the mighty big 3-tech dock. But anyway, you get the Octopus in here. This is not the Octopus Pro, the Octopus, which is fine. I'm sort of glad that this is the Octopus, not the Spider, but not because of any obvious reasons. I already have a Spider, so wanted to use the Octopus for a project at some point, so really that's the only reason. So yeah, it comes with Octopus, it comes with 7 TMC2209 drivers, 4 in this and 1 in these boxes. You could go with 8 in this, but since you have 7 steppers, 7 drivers is what's included, which is fine. And that also means that there should be 1 stepper slot free, which is why I ordered a PT100 stick. So this is another mod I ordered for the kit. The reason I want this is because I want a PT100 thermistor, or technically another thermistor, an RTD on my Hotend. That's what I like. That's what I use on my Voron 2 currently, and that's what I used to use on my Voron 0 before I switched to the Revo. And I will use a PT100 on the Micron as well. Now the kit obviously doesn't come with a PT100, it comes with some thermistor, but I'm sure I have one lying around, so I'll just use that. But he doesn't sell PT100 RTDs on his store, just something to note if you want to go the PT100 route. Another thing to note with the electronics in this kit is the Raspberry Pi is not included, so you'll have to find your own, and good luck, because they're on Obtainium right now, which is probably why it is not included with the kit, but I don't know what the logic was exactly, but I'm just guessing. If you don't have one lying around, again, good luck, because you'll probably have to pay a scalper $150 or something like that to get a Raspberry Pi, but I'm pretty sure I have one lying around, so I'll just use that. But it'd be nice if it was included with the kit, but again, I get it because it is on Obtainium, so he probably can't source those either. And pretty sure LDO kits don't come with Raspberry Pis on their Voron 0, Voron 2, etc. kits as well, for the same reason. They just can't find them. And here are all the motors included with the kit. You get 6 NEMA 14 full-size motors, 4 for the Z drives and 2 for the A and B motors, or X and Y, whichever you prefer. And this other smaller NEMA 14 is for the extruder. It will go on the mini afterburner. And here is the frame. As you can see, I went with the blue color option, or I'd more call this a turquoise than a blue, which is, I guess, technically a blue, but this is a lighter shade than what you'd imagine when you hear the word blue. And yeah, I think this looks really nice. I already have a red 3D printer, my Voron 0, a black one, my Voron 2/Doomcube, and a black and silver one, my Tiny M. So I wanted a different color for this, and that's why I went with blue. And that, and the fact that I think this turquoisey blue looks really nice. He also sells other colors. There is a pink frame, and there's a peach frame, and a powder coated white frame, which costs a little extra, but it probably looks really nice as well. One thing to note with these is the color match on the anodization isn't perfect. You can see the problem here maybe. I can definitely see it with my eyes. I don't know how well the camera is picking that up. Another example is between these two extrusions. Like, it's not great, you can tell that, but once it is assembled with a lot of the other plastic parts, it'll probably be more difficult to tell, so it'll probably be fine, but just something to keep in mind. These rubber feet are also included in the box with the frame. These are just rubber feet that are for the Micron. I don't have much more to say about rubber feet other than they're rubber and their feet, so they're fine. So this is the bed you get. So you get the heater, 24 volts, 75 watt DC heater. The bed looks like it's decent quality as well. I can't measure the flatness of this, but I'm pretty sure this is some sort of a tooling plate, maybe Mic 6 or something. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the correct type. And the screw holes are also drilled, so you don't have to do that yourself, which is nice. And there are no sharp edges or anything. So yeah, the bed looks good as well. And you might think that that's all included in this box, but there's another layer actually. And here you find the spring steel sheet and the magnet. The spring steel sheet has the sticker PI on one side and the textured PI on the other. Exactly what I want, because I like printing on the textured side, but sometimes, even with ABS, just some parts don't adhere to this very well. So I sometimes print on the sticker side as well, and I'm glad that this is the double-sided spring steel. Spring steel thing feels like an energetic assembly, but I'm pretty sure the magnet isn't. This really doesn't look like the energetic fridge magnet. I think this is the Subtle Design Stay Mag. That is what I use on my Voron 2.4 as well. The energetic magnet usually works fine for a while, and that worked fine for a while on my Voron 2.2, but eventually it loses its magnetism and then you start having problems. And when that happened, I switched my Voron 2 to the Stay Mag from Subtle Design and never had that problem again. So yeah, this is good quality magnet. It is a lot more expensive than the energetic glorified fridge magnet. So again, good quality parts included with the kit. I'm very happy with that. This is what's inside the panels box. Just some acrylic panels, so the side panels. The solid panels are 3D printable, and I think that's the reason why they're not included with the kit, but it would be nice to see those included with the kit as well. But as I said, you can 3D print those if you have a large enough 3D printer. These ones are acrylic, as I said. These were packed pretty well, so I'm sure they will arrive just fine, and mine look fine as well from the surface. I'm not going to tear this any further because, well, it's just acrylic, not much to see, and I don't want to risk scratching these. And these are not related to the Micron kit, but these were in the same box from a DFH, so I thought I should mention these. I also ordered a Nevermore Active Carbon for my Nevermore Micro on my Voron 0. The Pins Mod for the Voron 2, just like I'm going to do on the Micron here. A sex bolt kit for the Voron 2, which is an alternative Z-limit switch, and the Micron also uses a sex bolt for its Z-limit switch. An MGN7 rail for my Voron 0, the MGN7 rail on the X-axis on my Voron 0. The carriage is kind of wobbly, it needs to be replaced basically. I could replace that with the MGN9 rail, which should work better, but that requires disassembly, and I don't really want to do that since I want to print the Micron on the Voron 0 as soon as I can, so I'm just going to replace that with this, so that's the idea. And the kit for the screws, the LEDs, etc. for the Stealth Burner Beta, which is a replacement toolhead, replacement of the afterburner for the Voron 2. And everything in this except these white parts were included with the kit. The white and clear parts here I just ordered from a different seller and put it here. And I will make a separate video talking about these mods and other projects coming to the channel, so stay tuned for that if you're interested in that. I will talk about more Voron 2 mods, the Voron future of the Voron 0, the Tiny M, and a couple of new video ideas that's coming to the channel, and a few reviews that are coming to the channel for parts I've ordered, and a new PCB that I'm designing. So there's a lot I'm working on. I know content hasn't been great or just non-existent lately, but I've been working on stuff behind the scenes, and they're definitely coming to the channel, and I will go back to 2 videos a week. I just need my 3D printers here for me to be able to do that, so stay tuned for that, and I will go into more details in that video. So as you can see from this, and as you can tell from the time-lapse, there are a lot of parts included with this kit, and at $915 I think it is great value. Not only you save time by not having to individually source every single component, but you also get a lot of high quality components, like the magnet is the Stay Mag, the spring steel sheet is the double-sided one, so it is more expensive. The power supply is the UHP power supply, which is more expensive. The Hotend isn't some generic V6 clone, it's the Fetus Dragonfly. The fans are GTS Time, which is in Delta, but it is still a lot more expensive than generic AliExpress fans. Like pretty much every component included with this kit is really high quality, except maybe these screws, because I would prefer zinc plated, but maybe that's just down to personal preference, because I know some people like the black screws, so that might be just that. Only thing you don't get that you can't 3D print is the Raspberry Pi, which is unfortunate, but considering the fact that you really can't find any right now, I don't really blame him. It would be nice to see that in the kit for sure, but what can you do? Like, as I said, it's really difficult to find, so you probably have one lying around anyway, so you can use that, but if you don't, well, good luck, I guess. You can also buy these parts individually, like you can buy the frame instead of, the whole kit, or the, acrylic panels, the bed assembly, the motors, the octopus board, or the screws, the motion system, so the, pulleys, belts, bearings, etc. So you can buy everything pretty much individually from that store as well. So if you, for example, have the linear rails and the motors and the electronics lying around, but you want the frame, the bed, or I don't know, a kit of screws because you don't have enough screws, etc. You can just go that route as well, and those kit prices are fairly reasonable as well. So if you don't want to buy the full kit, you can go that route as well, and I'll link all those sub kits and this full kit in the description below. Plus you get all of these Ziploc bags plus a lot more, as you can see. So if you really want to look like a drug dealer, well, you can, and that's what you get for shopping from a website called deepfriedhero.in. But anyway, this should go on here as well. Didn't put this in the time lapse because it's not related to the kit, but anyway, that's it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like down below and stay tuned for the full Micron build, and that's it. So thanks for watching.